But the Lord is also, we can see in Treta Yuga, He appeared as Lord Ram. In Dwapar Yuga as Krishna. And in various incarnations, He has been annihilating miscreants. Lord in the Ugra Rupa, we can see Lord of Soul, the Lord who has, as we just went through this 8th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, the 7th canto, there is a nice description about the Lord. Isn't it wonderful to see the Lord? You can see this Lord is just seeing us. He's seeing in our heart. And then He is doing a surgery. What He does is He does a surgery to remove those enemies that are in our heart. You see here, this was taken from, everyone is pacifying the Lord, as we were discussing. The best who can please the Lord is His devotees. Lord is given very sacred path called Abhishekam. See? How is the Lord appearing? Then the Lord Himself is so ferocious and fearful. Can we really see Him? Can we really approach Him? It's very difficult. If you don't know one secret, the secret is the Lord is very, very merciful, loving and caring to His devotees. It is said just like a cat, when it is taking its babies from one place to the other, it puts into its mouth, holds it with the mouth, and then moves from place to place. And the baby cat is not worried because the cat very well knows that his mother is always protecting. In fact, Srila Prabhupada in Mayapur, there was a time in 1984. In 1984, in Mayapur, as per the wish of Sri Prabhupada, there was a very nice temple, Sri Chandrodaya Mandir, that was built. But of course, now it has all the facilities. But in those days, it was just a forest. It was just a forest, and that too full of dacoits. And the dacoits used to come and then they used to steal, rob. They used to take whatever are valuable things. In 1984, what happened is they came in a big gang, 38 people, 33. They came, they attacked the temple, and they wanted to take everything. And in that, they also were taking Prabhupada Murti. It became a big problem because how can a temple stay there if there is always such kind of attacks happening? They approached Srila Prabhupada, what should we do? And Srila Prabhupada was referring that even before the dacoits attacks or threatening and all these things are not uncommon. when this happened in elsewhere, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has established a Lakshmi Nrsimha Swami temple, a murti, and then everything became protected. And the devotees had the similar idea, and Prabhupada was also saying, okay, let's install Nrsimha Swami and everything will be taken care by the Lord. Have anyone seen this kind of form before? Other than Mayapur? Anyone? It's one of the very, very rare. In fact, I would say this is the one and only in this entire universe. Why? I can give a small history of it. There was this, that finally all the devotees together decided, okay, let's have a Nrsimha form. What form? And then there was this description, Lord should be protecting and Lord should be, all these details are given. And they went to South India, they went to Sthapati, those sculptures who make only the deity forms. They went to the South India and then they went and they were asking, the person, the devotee who went, he was asking, can you please make us the Nrsimha form? First of all, usually the sculptures don't make Nrsimha form at all because one should be very, very, very pure to even to make such a wonderful form. So all those sculptures, they said, no, we will not do, we will not do. And then when there was one Sthapati, he said, okay, one sculpture, he said, okay, because you are asking, I can do. Can you tell me what Nrsimha form you want? Then they showed a sketch, a paper on which this form is roughly sketched. Just seeing that, he said, I am not going to do this. I am not going to do this because you're asking Ugra Swarupa. Anyway, it went further and further, and finally, after the devotees convinced, the sculpture said, okay, let me do. And this devotee, he came back to Mayapur, he was staying, and after 4 months he went and asked, okay, is the murti ready? He said, what murti? As if like, because he didn't even want to do it. Because we know how serious it is. In fact, not so easy to worship. One should be very, very careful to offer service. So finally, he was saying, but we had a lot of hopes because you were the only one who said you can do it. And after that, he said, okay, no. And after some time, what happened, this devotee once again went and requested, because you said you will do something now, have you started something? He said, no. And anyway, this went on and on. The plan was to have a Nrsimha form in 3 months, went to 6 months, went to 12 months. And in this time, what happened was, the Sthapati, who is the sculptor, he has approached Shankaracharya. Yeah? We know that Shankaracharya, Adi Shankaracharya in his line, there is his disciples who take. So he is a devotee of him, is a disciple of Shankaracharya. He went and asked Shankaracharya that can we, because there is someone who is coming and asking to make such a wonderful Nrsimha form, why do they want to do this? This is what the first question, this saint, the Swami, he said, because once there was someone who did the same thing, he has installed a Nrsimha form in a village, and because he could not maintain that high standards, because of that the temple became very difficult to manage. The priests left, the villages were haunted, that became a haunted village. And do the ISKCON people want to be haunted or what? This is what he asked. Anyway, he said, don't do it. He said, don't do it. So he went. After 3 days, the Stapati had a dream in which the Lord himself said, for them you can do it. And then afterwards, there was a letter from the Shankaracharya who also wrote. He wrote everything, and then finally in the note he wrote, note, for ISKCON you can do it. Wow, what a big relief. This time this devotee did not have to convince at all. Just he went and asked what happened. He said, yes, we will do. Come after 3 months. After 2 months again, the devotee goes to the South India, and then nothing is happening. Nothing was, there is no a special form that was seen. And in fact, when Shankaracharya saw this sketch, he saw this particular form is not at all found in the universe. He clearly said that, and he told the form that they want is called Mayapur Nrsimha, means that Nrsimha who is inside the pillar and about to jump. Of course, and in Ugra Nrsimha there are 9 forms, and this is one of the 9 forms, and this is okay. So you can do that. But this sculpture was not doing anything. And then the devotee who went and came for him, after every 20 days, 30 days, he felt too much. Every time he gets a reason. This time, the sculpture said, there is no stone. There is no stone. Can you imagine in India there is no stone? He was saying there is so much stone all over, there are a lot of rocks and hills. You can do anything. He said, I am not just making a grinding mortar. You know what is grinding mortar, right? For making dosha, idli. Yeah? I am not making something for that. Lord's murti can be carved only on a special rock, a special stone. This stone, first criteria is, it should be live. It should have life. A rock should have life, which means when one hits 7 places, and in the 7 places the sound is authentic, then it is suitable. First requirement. The second requirement is, when a special worm is put on the rock, and this worm can eat the rock from one end to the other end, and when this path is there, it means the life is there in the rock. I have not yet found such a rock. When I find, I will start. Can you imagine how difficult it is? And okay, but this devotee, what can he tell back in Mayapur? So finally he said, okay, can you please make at least Prahlad form? Okay, Nrsimha form, all requirements fine. Maybe Prahlad might be easy. He said, okay, I can't make Prahlad form. Why? Because for this form that you are asking, which is 3 feet, or 4 feet, 3 or 4 feet, you know what would be the size of Prahlad? Not even size of an insect. And you are asking a size of 1 feet. If you want Prahlad to be 1 feet, then Nrsimha will be 150 feet. No? This devotee was, finally he convinced, but please, because something should happen. It's been already more than a year. So finally, what happened? He agreed to make Prahlad Murti. And then, okay, he went, okay, I'll come back after 1 month or 2 months. Finally, this Stapati found a very nice, suitable rock, or rock from Shila, from which he can make this wonderful Murti. And then he really started doing it, so much absorbed in it, that you can see this mane that Nrsimha has. It's not some paperwork. It's not like some craft work where we can just make it. Can you imagine how detailedly it is carved? So detailedly he carved it, and after he has done, he had to attend some function, so he just packed it and kept it in the shed where there's grass and everything. After 2 days, his neighbor told him, come and immediately see what happened here. The whole is on fire. Everything was burnt. And then sculpture very well know what is the reason. So he immediately told the devotee, take away the deity immediately. And then, of course, it's not so easy to take at least such a wonderful deities on road. A lot of paperwork is needed and everything, all arrangements are done. The Lord was loaded on the truck. He weighed around a ton. And then he was taken on a truck, then brought. And again, while bringing also, there is a wonderful leela that happened. Because everyone was saying, unless we see the darshan of the Lord, we will not allow to go. Because they were not sure what's going to be smuggled. With everything, once the Lord has come, then he is being worshipped by Naishtika Brahmacharis even to date. Angajangir Prabhu and Jananivas Prabhu. They have been worshipping. And since then, there is complete production of Nrsimha. And then I thought actually to show some other Ukra Nrsimha Swamis, but I couldn't put them together. But I thought, just let's meditate on this wonderful form. How many hands he has? 8 hands. That's also not. That's also. And that's also. You can see the hand as if he is about to jump. For what? Not to attack devotees, but to protect devotees. Shri Nrsimha Bhagwan ki Prahlad Maharaj ki Hare Krishna. Tomorrow we will be covering a very nice darshan. Of course, we will also discuss about the history of our German Nrsimha temple, but also all other wonderful Lakshmi Nrsimha Swami darshans. Thank you very much. Wish you a very nice evening. But before that, there will be prasadam, and even before that, a very important announcement that please don't miss tomorrow. My request is, if we have attended these days, tomorrow will be the most important, definitely. Yeah, don't miss it. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, is there someone who can help for serving prasadam? We need 8 helpers. It's going to be a big feast. 8 items. And we need. Let's bring Prabhupada to the temple. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.